Good morning, evening, or afternoon. You're listening to Freestyle Friday on the Distraction Network, and it's your boy, Holidae. I'm over here with Bliggity, Syxxteen King, extraordinaire. All right, hit us with 4 of them, man. Give us 4 bars.
4 bars?
Yes. Sitting in the studio with Holidae. It's a Sunday. My son's holiday. It's his birthday, and I'm here today. Not with him today. Even though we live in the same house, he was asleep when I got up out the house.
You done? Because you asked me to do it, but then
I'm trying to get my 16 on too. You know what I'm saying? I ain't did 16 bars in a long time, man. But we only said 4, so yeah, 4.
Yeah.
Go. Oh, it's your turn. It's your turn. My bad.
Call me Coach Prime. I'm something like Dion. Word to Holiday. I just bought his Nissan.
Look at the sign over there. It's made like a neon. Man and Mindset, another podcast I do for free on. Free 99. Put my fingers up your spine. Not black. That's a Diddy comment. We just had us a Sadiddy moment. Let's go. All right, man. So we here today to talk about Bryce Young. Somebody told us we go talk about Bryce Young, right? That's his name, right? Bryce Young? He be Bryson Youngs?
I don't know, because as much as he's got his ass kicked since he's been in the NFL, maybe they shorten his name. It's like Bryo.
Be Young General.
They probably done knocked some letters off his name.
Call him BY.
Yeah, Bryo.
5'8". Ish. Yeah, and he probably on some stilts on that shit too. He probably like 5. He probably like black man in the club 5'8". Like he say you 5'8", but he 5'5".
Didn't the rapper say stand on my money, headbutt Yao Ming? Didn't somebody say that?
I don't know that.
Oh. If they did, that's what
that sound like a Lil Wayne thing. Standing on my money, headbutting Yao Ming.
Oh, yeah, something like that. But like with him, yeah, he probably standing on his cleats, his money. You know those little those first, second, and third gold, bronze, and silver platforms they got in the Olympics. He probably standing on one of them, but he like 4th place.
Yeah.
So it's like 10 aluminum.
Or like them memes with that dude, he get his medal put around his neck and he acting all crunk and shit, and then you find out he in 10th place.
Yeah. Something like that.
Like the Lakers.
Lakers doing all right this year.
Shit, LeBron looking old.
I mean, he's my age.
He was doing so good, and the next thing you know, he could barely get 15 points, man.
At least he playing.
I think he's trying to figure it out, though. Like, he usually in the beginning of the year trying to figure it out, but we passed 20 games, I think. No, we almost at 20 games.
Well, have you seen Charlotte?
He said he want to play 82 games, man. Yeah, I have not seen Charlotte. You know what? You know why I think he's trying to play 82 games? Because Jordan did in his last season? He did all 82 games?
I don't know. I don't think he did. I think he did take some games off because he started getting inflammation in his knees and shit. I could be wrong. That might have been the year before, but I know like there was a year somewhere in there where he was taking games off. Load management, how they call it these days.
And then on top of that, you got what's his name? The Wizards they capped off a no-win November.
They did?
Yes. They capped off last night a no-win November. No wins in the month of What happened to Kuzma, man?
What you mean? He's a role player.
Oh, man.
So if he ain't got nobody to feed off of,
We need Kuzma back, man. The Lakers need Kuzma back. But how's Charlotte been, man? You was talking about Charlotte.
Oh, I mean, they already been hit with a bunch of injuries. So it's like
LaMelo there?
he hurt.
Didn't LaMelo score like 60 points and then 50-something points?
I don't know. I know he averaging, before he got hurt, he was averaging like 30, 31 a game.
He need to come to the Lakers, man.
No, he good where he at. He just needs some help.
Either he need to come to the Lakers or AD and Brian need to go to Charlotte. Boy.
I wouldn't mind, or I like to see. I know it ain't gonna happen, but I like to see Steph Curry go to Charlotte and have him and Melo in the backcourt together.
Ooh, that'd be sweet.
That'd
he
be
ain't going
nice.
nowhere though.
Yeah.
Steph Curry, LeBron, AD go to Charlotte.
Why AD?
Because you don't want to break up LeBron and AD.
Ain't like they've been together their whole career.
But they won the championship together first year they was together, right?
You talking about that?
Second.
You talking about that Covent championship that don't count?
That shit count like a
That
motherfucker.
shit don't count.
To me, that shit count better than any other championship, man. Everybody's on the even plane.
That shit don't count.
Everybody's on the even plane.
That shit don't
Everybody's
count.
on the even plane.
That shit don't count. So the East in season tournament last year, that shit count too.
Everybody's on the even plane.
As a championship, that shit count.
That don't count as a championship. That count as an in-season tournament championship game. It's in-season tournament. It's an in-season tournament. That counts for what it is.
No,
It's not better than a championship. It's not better than the NBA championship.
it's an in-season preseason tournament. That's what it is.
A preseason tournament in the
In-season.
middle of the season?
In-season preseason tournament.
How? Everybody warmed up now.
I'm saying it ain't like. It ain't,
So what you saying is if Charlotte wins the in-season tournament this year, you ain't gonna say shit about it.
No,
Okay.
but they not. So it don't matter.
I know, so you can't hold you to your word. But that shit matters. I mean, it ain't the championship. It ain't a championship, but it's something.
Yeah,
It's not the NBA championship, but it's something to brag about.
I just told you what it was, an in-season preseason tournament. That's what it is.
Okay, but
They
won
only
it
play
last
a
year.
few games, and then the championship game in the in-season tournament, the stats don't count. That sounds like preseason, all right? They play more games, but that one game don't count for them two teams,
Because that's an extra game.
like the preseason.
So when you get to, I think it's the Final Four. So you either play one or two extra games in that season.
Like the Okay. You can't call it summer league because it's in the winter
Call it in-season tournament.
or the fall.
They call it what it is.
Okay, but they won it last year, right? And then
Yeah.
what happened?
That doesn't matter. They won that last year, and they lost in the playoffs. Those are two separate things.
No, why? Because it don't matter.
It does matter.
It
It
don't
matters at that point.
All right.
It matters for what it is. People was trying to win that shit. That shit matters. You know how much money the motherfuckers got paid? That's
So
why
now-
it matters.
Oh, so now it's about the money.
When I said it wasn't about the money,
I know.
like it's a lot of things, boy. I think it matters. People might not think it matters. We'll see what happens when someone else wins it this year because Lakers will not win it this year. So we'll see who says something about it now once somebody else wins it. The bubble championship, everybody was talking about all that shit until their teams got kicked out. Then they said it didn't count. Oh, it don't count. It's the bubble. But everybody's on an even plane.
Well, my team wasn't in it, so, and I still say it don't count.
Your team is who?
The Hornets.
But your team ain't never in nothing. You said damn like bit. Y'all be saying yams. All right, so we talking about Charlotte right now,
It's
but
fucked up.
tell me about Bryce Young, man. The 5'8" phenom. Bryce Young, the 5'8" phenom.
Well, you know, as your younger, slightly remedial brother would say, "Oh, he ready. He ready." He's been saying that for 2 years.
he been
He's
saying
ready.
that shit.
Ready. And you see what happened last year, and you see what happened the first 2 games of this year before he got benched. Now he's back in the lineup only because Andy Dalton got into a car wreck a few weeks ago and sprained his thumb, so they had to put him in.
The same person hit him that hit Cam Newton. He's on the payroll.
I actually had a theory that Bryce Young did it. That's another conversation for tomorrow. Right? But so he started, and he's been playing better since he got the start and back in the start lineup. Like he dang, I wish I would have. I can't remember the teams he's played, but he won the last 2 games heading into the bye week, and then they played Kansas City last Sunday. And they almost beat Kansas City.
Beat Kansas City.
Yeah, they lost, Mahomes magic. He went down the field, and they kicked the game-winning field goal to end the game. But they only lost by 3 points. So, after all this, and then, in that game, he didn't have any turnovers. I mean, he did fumble once, but they was able to recover it. He didn't have any. He
should always be the person that gets the fumble recovery since he's so close to the ground when it falls there.
Yeah, but
it's my joke about him being short.
Yeah, but when you got big men talking about some hold up little man and stiff arming him and he fall 15 yards away from the ball, it's hard to get the fumble.
You remember on Wildin' Out when what's his name? Radio Mac, the real big dude that goes, yeah. Oh yeah. I think it's Radio Big Mac or something like that.
Might be Big Mac.
You ever seen him run up to when they go to press the button on that on one of them games and he hit what's that boy name? Hitman Holla. And Hitman Holla go all the way through the stands. That's what that reminded me of just now.
That's how it is though. He be like, oh wow. And you just see like his fingernails, and then you go back a couple feet, and then you see the tip of his fingers, and you go back a couple feet, and then you see his hands, and you go back a little bit more, and then you just see his body over there, and he waiting for his body to reattach itself so he can get the fumble. But by that time, the fumble already recovered by somebody else.
Damn.
So, yeah.
That's crazy.
But he's been playing better, though. They won, like I said, they won the 2 games. They almost beat Kansas City. So, maybe he's ready now. But we'll see.
Maybe.
Because like I said, he's been playing a whole lot better these last, I think he's been starting the last 3 or 4 weeks.
All right, so I don't watch football. Shout out to Kaepernick. I'll watch football when you come back. Never. So since I don't watch football, I don't know. Do they have to move the pocket for him every time on the pass play?
They've started to do that, and he's been looking better with them doing that.
Because I know he can't throw over 6'7" guy.
He doing it, or he'll find a window in between it and dart that motherfucker down the field.
That's all you got to do. Really, is create a pocket. But the things that make quarterbacks a little bit better is if they could look over that.
It's like you got to think about like Drew Brees, Baker Mayfield, Russell Wilson. I think Tua, he ain't even that tall either. But like they like in that 6 foot, in between that 5'10", 6'1" range. And one thing that, other than Drew Brees, because Drew Brees, he's just a beast in the pocket. But like everybody else, like
that used to be my nickname, Beast in the Pocket.
Okay. Other than him, all the other ones, they tend to have a lot of success when you moving them around or moving the pocket, to their benefit. So the fact that they're adding that in now, and the fact that they're able to use the run game in the game plan, because, usually they'll sit here and be down by like 14, 20 points before you even blink.
Right.
And so you got to do a lot of passing to get back in it. But now that they're able to stay in close striking distance, score-wise, they're able to incorporate the run. And Chuba, he's having probably a career year, which led to him getting extended a few weeks ago.
So this is our last podcast until viewers. This is our last podcast until early next year. Why are you saying no?
I think they found me.
No, because they kept going.
Oh, okay. I mean, if you say so, but I still plan on.
All right, so our recording of podcast is gonna stop until the beginning of next year, probably after the Super Bowl. We're gonna be doing more things in the background. So we'll still create posts and, set up the YouTube channel, put in some podcast feeds from Distraction Network and all that stuff. So let's get a couple of things together first. So me not watching football, you watching football-ish, me watching basketball and the WNBA, you watching basketball and the WNBA-ish. So let's make sports predictions until next year. So we'll be coming on right before the WNBA season starts, like by next year when we come back. The Super Bowl will be finished, and we'll be on the run to the playoffs in the NBA. I wonder if there's any other sport that matters. No.
March Madness.
Okay, March Madness. So we'll do all those three real quick. Let's start with college playoff.
Oh
yeah.
CFP.
So
shout out Gamecocks, baby.
So let's start with NFL. Who do you think will win the Super Bowl?
Well, let's back it up, Dan. I mean, Holiday. Holiday. Let's back it up for a second. First of all, history has told us that whatever team is looking good right now
it's not going to win the Super Bowl.
That's going to win the Super Bowl. It's usually the last 4 or 5 weeks when whatever team gets hot. All the teams that people are talking about right now are Detroit, Baltimore. I mean, Kansas City is always going to be in the conversation as long as they got Patrick Mahomes. Is there another team?
Carolina. I said that with a straight face.
What, like the Tar Heels? You talking about them? I can't think of another team right now, but just at least those three. Maybe the Eagles. Those are the teams people talking about. Okay, excluding the Chiefs. I think, Baltimore, Detroit has a real good chance. But like I said, the teams that are playing good now, those are the teams that usually don't make it. So if I had to guess with any team right now that would have a chance, I would say Buffalo.
Okay. So I would think, so we have Detroit, which has not won a Super Bowl ever, right?
I mean, if they did, it was
they got their first playoff win in a long ass time, like last year.
Yeah.
Okay. I want them to win it. I also want Patrick Mahomes to win it because I need somebody to take down Tom Brady since they changed the whole rules so that he can thrive. I want a black person to thrive in those rules that they've been changing for him.
Brady has, I think, 7 championships.
Yeah, Patrick could get it.
Yeah, but that's going to take some time.
Yeah, and then Brady didn't. It's kind of like the Michael Jordan effect. Like Brady, when he was actually like the best in his game, did they win a Super Bowl when he was at his best? I don't think they did.
No, they went.
I think they won on his incline a lot, and then they won on his decline a lot.
Well, in the beginning, they won on defense. Near the end, they just
Gronk
because he knew how to
command the offense, and then they had a defense.
Kind of like what Mahomes doing now. Like, he had Edelman in the slot, and, you know, 2 tight ends.
For the second time, though. We got to stop. I also want Lamar to get his first. And this is the guy that's not watching football.
I wouldn't mind seeing him and Derrick Henry run through.
How many Patrick got right now? Super Bowls?
I want to say 3.
He had 3. Let's go with him. I want him to win another 4. And then the conversations could start starting and the pressure to get on. And then they'll start being pressured to make a better team out of Kansas City and keep it at the top. And then 5, 6, 7 start coming. So I want that one to win.
I mean, they kind of did that because they traded their best receiver for draft picks and been building off of those draft picks. And, you know, everybody can stay healthy. They would probably be – I mean, they've only lost 1 game this year, but they'll probably be better than what they are now if everybody could stay healthy.
Okay.
That's the crazy shit, though.
So let's go to NCAA football.
All right.
Who do you think will win the college championship?
I really can't say.
Georgia.
Because you don't know. They don't know right now what 12 teams are going to be in the playoffs.
Georgia.
They haven't did it yet.
Mm-hmm.
If I knew, I would say Gamecocks. I don't know if they're going to make it yet or if they just going to make it to a bowl.
I'm just going to say Georgia. I don't know where Georgia's ranked at, but I'm going to say Georgia. Let's go basketball. All right, so men and women. Yeah, we don't have to elaborate on all this stuff. I mean, we ain't got that much time.
I'm saying you cut this up and turn it into a couple episodes. That's
women. No, let's go men first. Men's basketball, NCAA college.
Men's basketball. I really don't follow men's college basketball just because, you know, Gamecocks.
I follow it in March.
But if I had to pick a team that would win March Madness, oh Lord, I'm gonna go Miami.
I'm gonna go UConn and UConn. Sorry, South Carolina.
That's the easy ass.
Sorry, South Carolina.
That's the easy.
UConn and UConn. The reason why I'm going UConn for the girls is Paige.
Oh, you said girls. I thought we was talking
about I'm sorry. Boys.
Oh.
UConn.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm saying UConn for the boys, because they won it last year.
Yeah, but that's the easy.
I mean, they was there last year. I mean, it's easy, but yeah.
Took the easy route.
I don't see a difference in anybody else that came in this year. Like, I don't see a big difference in sway in the talent per team. So
I mean, it really wasn't like that last year either, though.
Yeah, so that's why I'm picking the same person. I mean, same team. As for women, I just go first on that one since I already said UConn. But my UConn pick is because of Paige. You got Juju in there. Juju, man, it's so wild because you have CC. To me, CC she's a shooter and a passer, right? You have Paige, who is an athlete with all that same skill set, like more of an athlete though. And then Juju is like Paige on steroids, like Juju. Anyway, so this year I'm still say Paige. And then that's who I have for the Dubs.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'll say Gamecocks, but I don't think they're gonna be as good as they've been in the last couple.
So
I can't.
Gamecocks got like guard play right now. They guards is really what's doing it with them. Camila Cardoza, they lost her, but they guards is.
But like usually the team with the best players they might make the tournament, but they usually don't win it. Like Caitlin Clark, she was the best player.
I don't think she was the best player. I think last year during the playoffs, so we'll go the last 2 years. When they played LSU, I think there was a few players better than her. But I think what's that girl name? Camouflage's daughter. Flo. Like number 4. What's her name? Why did I forget her name? Anyway, number 4. For LSU. I think she was the best player on the court. And then Angela. Because Angela and Cece's game is a lot different. But you already know me, I prefer inside game over outside game because you're close to the basket. Inside game, you can get rebounds. You can also get assists. You're closer to the basket, so you get the easy layups. Outside game, you can't get the rebounds as much. Like, it's more physical inside, so I prefer inside game more than outside game. Even though when I was in high school, it was the 3-ball for me, you know. When they play USC, the guards, and I can't remember their names except for Jackson because she kept shooting off in Jackson. I said shoot off in Jackson's face. Can't be saying that. The same girl that CC waved off in the semifinals the year before hit the threes and stopped CC during the finals for the last NCAA tournament. I think I'm not gonna downplay and say she ain't good. I think they overplay as good as she was last year in her final year in college. But I think she will be everything that they say that she's going to be. I just think they overplayed it last year. I think that if Angel will remain healthy, that she should have got Rookie of the Year last year.
I think she would have. The only thing that kept her from getting it
she got hurt.
I mean, that and Caitlin broke the single season record for scoring points by a rookie.
But Angel had rebounds.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. But as soon as it did, it stopped.
Yeah.
But Angel broke her record before CC broke her record. Yeah. Like Angel broke her record and was like neck and neck with Angel Wilson, the MVP of the league.
I won't say that.
She won MVP of the league last year.
I'm saying she went neck and neck. She might have been neck and neck with Ricky.
No. With rebounding?
Rebounding, yeah.
Rebounding.
The record.
That's what I'm saying. She broke the record, but for the rookie, but it was like week in and week out, they would switch 1 and 2 of rebounds for the season.
Yeah, but she wasn't in the MVP conversation.
Not MVP. Angel was not MVP conversation for the year, but she broke the record and was in the conversation for Rookie of the Year. And I think she would have won Rookie of the Year. She wouldn't have got hurt. So since we're talking about WNBA, so we have the Valkyries is going to be a new team next year. So Golden State Valkyries is a team that's been added to WNBA next year. Valkyries.
Where are they from? Inglorious?
The Bastards.
Where are they from?
So they're called the Lady Valkyries. They're going to be Golden State.
Golden State Valkyries.
Mm-hmm. So over the next, there's a lot of teams like Jason Tatum trying to buy a team. They already have 2 more teams that's coming in 2026. Jason Tatum trying to buy a team. So what they're trying to do is to get the games up to like 20 teams. So they're going to have more than 40 games, get the games up to like 60, 65. So they can start having full seasons and get paid more. So in the off season, and this is in the middle now, as of yesterday, they had to submit Every team had to submit 6 players they're going to protect to the Valkyries. And then the Valkyries have the rights to any player rights outside of those 6 players per team.
And then they'll probably get the first pick in the WNBA draft.
No, the person that's going to get paid is Dallas. And Dallas was in the playoffs. No, the Lynx was in the playoffs. Dallas has Uglumake. I think that's who they have.
Wait. So they don't do it where when an expansion team comes in, they don't off top get the first pick in the draft.
They get more chances in the lottery to get top pick, but they don't get top pick.
See, that's different because NBA, the expansion team get.
Well, the WNBA, they test things out before the NBA does it. That's like the jerseys, them putting names and the stuff on the back of their jerseys, all the advertisements on the jerseys and stuff, the in-season tournament, all that stuff started in WNBA. But let's predict for the last thing that we're going to predict, the beginning of the WNBA season. I don't know how much you watch, but who do you think the Valkyries will go after that will end up being like a big surprise that they wasn't protected on their teams?
It got to be an older player. It got to be. So,
there's a sleeper out there I don't think nobody's paying attention to, but I don't think she'll come back if she gets done. Candace Parker. Candace Parker.
I thought you was going to say Louise Cambridge.
Oh, hell no. She ain't coming back to the WNBA. I don't think she's going to be allowed to come back to the WNBA.
Yeah. I don't know. It has to be an older player because they're going to protect the younger players. But then there's somebody that's up in probably their early 30s that still can contribute to the team, but they just not going to have enough slots to protect them. It's like with the NBA, whenever they had the Vancouver Grizzlies and the Raptors come in, a lot of veteran players got picked for those teams because they didn't have slots to protect them with. So it has to be an older player that can still contribute, just won't be able to be protected. And I can't think.
I got one. And it's about the same line. She's an older player. I think they can protect her. I don't think they want to protect her because every time she goes somewhere, it's some shit that starts. She went somewhere and some shit started. She went to Seattle and a bunch of shit started in Seattle. But I think Skylar Diggins will be the sleeper that they end up getting on the Valkyries. Because she's going to come in, she's going to produce. It can be her team. And she could basically handpick who's around her because I ain't gonna lie, Skylar needs to be in the place where she's the superstar. Skylar needs to be in the place where she's the problem with Skylar ain't like with Candace. What's her last name?
Parker.
Kennedy. Her first name is not Candace. Anyway, on Angel's team, they have a guard. Last name is Kennedy. Anyway, so that girl is probably one of the best guards in the league. She just always get kicked off a team because of something that she does. That's because she's so competitive and shit. Some players, though, they can't. It's not enough teams in the WNBA to get these personalities out there by themselves. Like Jordan went to Chicago. Jordan couldn't have played on Detroit. He couldn't have played for the Lakers because his ego, his character, and stuff like that. He wouldn't have been Jordan if he would have went to those places. Kobe, the same thing. With Kobe's practice and everything else, he couldn't have stayed in Charlotte for a whole different reason. he couldn't have been in a small market and made what, because he would have ended up being Kobe and had to get the fuck up out of there into a place where he can fill some seats. You think Kobe would have been Kobe in Charlotte? Since you're making the faces.
Kobe would have been Kobe wherever Kobe was at.
I think Kobe would have been an efficient scorer. I think Kobe would have been as dedicated. I don't think Kobe would have been a superstar in Charlotte.
The only reason why I say that is because his mentality, his work ethic, and he was always chasing number 23. He was always going against the grain of number 23, even though he pretty much blueprinted his game from 23. His work ethic, because there are stories back when they had Eddie Jones, Eldon Campbell, Shaq, who else? Rick Fox, Rob Horry, all them players.
Mm-hmm.
There are stories that while they out clubbing,
I already know about those stories.
He would leave and go work on this game. So it's like being in Charlotte, where there's not as many distractions. Mm-hmm. He would have been able to be Kobe. Now, if he would have stayed his whole career, I don't think he would have. He would have, because eventually losing against anybody. Mm-hmm. And the way Charlotte history has gone, they haven't been doing too much winning. But he either would have forced his way out of Charlotte or did what he did with the Lakers. When they traded Shaq, they went through mediocrity for like 3 seasons. And he forced them to trade for Pau Gasol. And
he was about to leave.
They was going to trade his ass. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying, though. Like, he couldn't have been who he was there. Jordan.
But he was still great in those.
I'm not saying he wasn't going to be a great player. Now, on Jordan's hand, Jordan was a super athlete. They said that, like, people used to say Jordan was the best thing they ever seen on the court. Like, when they interviewed and everything like that. Even though them last 3 championships, everyone said it was Dennis Rodman that they couldn't figure out. They figured out Jordan by that time. They couldn't figure out Dennis Rodman. So I want to always say that. Y'all need to go look at them articles while y'all saying Jordan the GOAT.
Look up Sean Kemp. Sean Kemp tell you, he did, I think he was on All the Smoke. And he said that shit. He was like, when they played the Bulls in the finals, he said they were good. They just couldn't figure out Dennis Rodman. Like, that motherfucker get 20 rebounds or whatever, 10 offensive rebounds. And that's what ultimately beat them in the finals.
That's why I said everybody was like, the way Jordan was scoring, I was like, but you're looking at a team that went from shooting 50, 60 shots a game to shooting 70 or 80 shots a game, while the opponent, because they can't get a rebound, they shots per game go down when they play them by like 10. So they have like 10 less chances, while Chicago has 10 extra chances. So
that in defense. Because when you got a 6'5", 6'6" Ron Harper, 6'7", 6'8" Scottie Pippen, 6'8", 6'9" Dennis Rodman, like, that's defense. It's hard to, when in the slowdown game.
And when your 6'8", 6'9" power forward is guarding Shaq.
And it's hard. Like, today, like, the game is so sped up. But, like, back then, it was so slow. Like, you got accustomed to the high 80s, low 90 games. Now, they scoring 110 plus. So, like, with the way that it was slowed down back in the day, if you got somebody, you got 3 defensive players like that on the court that can stop your best player, while the best player on the other side, MJ, he's able to get points. Yeah, of course, you're going to have the teams only shooting 60 shots, while I mean, they can get 100, but if they only hit 30, you're not going to be doing too much winning.
Right.
So, yeah, with Rodman's rebounds, I mean, Pippen, he was just a two-way versatile superstar. And then with Jordan scoring, it was going to be hard
to beat that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, anyway, let's not go there. I was about to make a Pippen and LeBron reference because I think LeBron's game was more of a Pippen than a Magic. But we ain't got to go there. We ain't got to go there today. Everybody compares him to Magic, but I think it was more of a Pippen. Like, he's a better Pippen.
Because he's more of a passer
than
anything, really.
But what were we talking about? Oh, Jordan. I don't think Jordan could have went to any big market where the Eagles was already there and became what he became. He needed to have the team built around him instead of trying to come into a program that already had superstars there and then them changing the program to build around him. Like, I don't think Jordan and Shaq, I don't think Jordan and Shaq could have been anything what Jordan and Kobe was. Because it eventually got there with Jordan and Kobe. With Shaq and Kobe. It came to a head, but I think that would have came to a head in the first season if it was Shaq and Jordan. So I don't think, and that's what I'm saying about Scholar. The WNBA is too small right now for someone with that type of I don't want to say attitude, but that type of ego to be on a team by herself and have people built around her to make her successful like that.
But she's not young no more.
She's not. That's why I said, there's no need to protect her in that Seattle system.
But there's no
because
need for
they have players there. They even have Gabby Williams, who plays overseas and almost beat the USA team by herself. But
I'm saying, she's not young anymore, so there is no reason for her to come in expecting to be the superstar.
But she still is. She still comes in there expecting to run shit.
Because she's the point guard, but not like...
Hey, we just had... they're not coming out with actual... I think they're going to come out with it eventually, but they're not coming out with what actually happened. But first, you got to remember, every time she goes to a team, there's a problem. A player problem. Seattle is getting investigated now with the way that they're the player-only meetings have been messed up, and they've been investigated by the way their coaches have been talking to their players. Like, another place that she went. So I don't. If it is what I think it is, which is, well, everybody. I say everybody, but like the internet thinks it's her again. So if it is her again, I don't think they're going to protect her. And I think that'll be a really good sneak peek for the Valkyries. And then the Valkyries probably don't expect to win anything for the first couple of years. So they can really finally put some players around her that she likes. They can actually win some shit. I think that'll actually be the best spot for her.
I would say have her as a veteran presence, but if she's causing problems.
Yeah, she's a problem starter.
Yeah, but yeah,
I don't think it's like real problems. I just think it is. I'm Skylar Diggins. I'm Skylar fucking Diggins. Like, what are you talking about? Do this and do that. I'm Skylar fucking practice. I'm just saying that so you understand. Practice. We talking about practice. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a bunch of small things and everything like that. And we live in a world of sensitive people. So
the only thing I would say is, out of every name you could possibly come up with, they came up with the Valkyries. You could have been the Bears. You could have been. I don't know.
People think I'm
Panthers,
crazy, but I think
Gamecocks.
the WNBA and the NBA should both have the same teams. Listen, they should play on the same schedule, except for if one plays early, the other one plays late. One plays early, the other plays late. And they take them charter jets and all them shits around our world.
If that's the case, then it should. Okay, so you trying to say it should be like a card in boxing, where like, okay, you play. I don't know. The WNBA got a G League?
Not yet. No, they have a. No, they just have multiple different leagues.
So it'll be like that. Like, okay, if they had a G League, the WNBA G League team will play, the NBA G League team will play, then the WNBA professional team will play, and then the main card would be the NBA.
The G League plays right under the other team.
No, but that's what it sounded like you
No.
saying.
I'm just saying, like
have it like a boxing card where you got like each match. And
I
then
just
the
say
final.
if the Lakers play Charlotte, the Lady Lakers and the Lady Hornets. I'm just throwing those names out there. I'll play. If Lakers play
same.
Charlotte at 7, Lady Lakers and Lady Hornets will play at 2 in the afternoon.
But that's basically what I'm. Yeah,
And
it's
that's
kind of
it.
like a boxing card. Like
Yeah.
you got all the same teams from the same. Like, yeah, if the Lakers are playing the Hornets, then you got the Lady Hornets, the Lady Lakers for G League and professional, and the G League men's basketball team.
And I a lot of people say that is bad.
It's a lot.
But I
it's kinda
think
like how football do.
yeah, I just think that. All right, so we're getting these ladies paid now, like more because you're spending less because everybody's traveling together. 1, 2, they're getting the 82 games a season they want. 3, you can just switch up who on prime time and all that shit. Like you could definitely do that, and then you have a lot more people out there. You got a lot more workers out there. And with a lot more workers, you have a lot more expansion, like a lot more eyes to see it. Like if all of a sudden 410 people could play per season in the NBA, WNBA versus 100 and something, then you have more dreams coming true. You have more people fighting for their dreams or trying to work for their dreams and stuff like that. So you have more people that get drafted in the first round that actually gets to stay on a team. That's the
most weirdest thing ever, though.
Yeah.
Like they can get picked in the first round and possibly not play the team.
And that's why like Kate
Blue
Martin, like Zoe from USC, like shoot, she have another year like Zoe Cook.
Yeah.
If she have another year like last year, it might be her last year.
Yeah. Like Brill Bill and I forgot Antonia Davis' daughter. I forgot her name. But like those are like players that was on the Gamecocks that was contributing. And they made it. They got drafted. And I think Brill Bill, she got cut before the season started. I don't even know if I can't remember her name.
Same thing with number 45 from LSU. She got drafted and cut like before the season started. And I was like, oh, that was the best player that year that was on that court during the championship. Number 45, boy, she was killing it. I don't know her name, but she was killing it. And then she got cut before she made it. But
my phone about to die.
All right.
That sucks.
What you need to say to the people before you go? Where they can find you?
They can find me.
We've been on this bitch an hour. You said 20 minutes.
I have no idea. Snapchat, Black Adams, the real Black Adams.
Because a bunch of fakes out there.
Yeah, The Rock.
All right.
Me and YouTube Camel Toe Tap. I don't really fuck with nothing else.
Camel Toe Tap.
How you brother do it?
Everybody said I had to stop doing that. You can find everything I do at www.distractionnetwork.com. I do have a BlueSky, and let me see. I always say I'm gonna put it somewhere, and I never put my fingers in the right place. So we're gonna say here.
At least the sky is blue.
But yeah, I have a BlueSky account. I left Twitter 2 years ago, but I've been on BlueSky for about 2 years now. So I just started posting it because everybody else is over there now. Like a lot of people think I'm just as weird and lame as them. So they always expect me to do the lame thing like they doing. But I don't do lame things like stay on Twitter when there's a racist person running it. What's up?
Did your Twitter fingers turn into trigger fingers?
My BlueSky fingers turned into BlueSky triggers.
So you throwing birds?
Until next time. Take care. Be safe. Holla!
Duck hunt.